Yo, so I'm sure you guys have noticed this lately, especially around here. You're probably dealing with the same thing working on your own stuff, right? And that is they don't make things like they used to. Our grandfather used to always say that. We never believed it, and now we're living it. So that's what we're going to talk about on this week's Tuesday Morning Tech Tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. Something you guys have probably noticed around here, from the projects we pick to how we work on them to the tools we use and some of the parts we use and the way we do it, we try to do things on a budget, right? Of course, most of us, we started working on cars because we had to, right? We had to get to work, we had to get to school, whatever it might be. We were young, didn't have a whole lot of money. We had a whole lot of energy, though, and we're willing to try, right? Well, gotten older. I might have a little more money than I did. I got a little less energy than I used to, but I'm still willing to try, right? And I try to do that for a number of reasons. Number one, like a lot of people take one vehicle and just get after it. And that's a solid plan. Kevin does that. His FXR is awesome because of it. And Roy is, killing it, right? Just so that works for people that have Kevin's attention span, right? I don't. I got the attention span of a goldfish, and I'm kind of required by the way this stuff works up here that I need to have a whole bunch of different stuff that needs to get worked on. That's just how it goes. So that leads me to a lot of projects, which means I have less money to spend on each one, less time to spend on each one. Obviously, the time thing I can't help you with, but basically the cheapest thing is not always the best thing. We've learned that, and we're going to sit down and talk about that, because although I've learned it time and time again, man, I keep trying to learn the same things. So my buddy Randy over at Evaluating the Repair, which I'll put a thing up right here, go check him out. He's always working on different stuff, and it's pretty awesome. All right. So he left a comment on my last video that kind of hit home. And it said, people say they never make the same mistake twice. However, what he likes to do is make at least twice, maybe even a third time, to validate that it's actually a mistake. Well, guys, maybe that's what we've been doing lately, because this has happened a few times. And I don't know why I keep doing it, guys, but I'm going to go back, like way back, to when we had the hard body in here, right? And the dash was an effing disaster, right? Cracks all over. Everything was kind of melted, and it was not good. It clearly got pretty hot in there, just sitting in the sun or something, I guess. It was never on fire or anything, so that's the only thing I can really imagine that happened. And those things are kind of known for it. So I bought a cover lay dash cover, right? It goes right over your existing stuff. I think it was like 60 or 70 bucks. It wasn't too bad. It was at $100 at the most. I don't think it was that much. Well, I got it, and the color, I'm going to go out and I can't verify it, so I'm going to say the color was good, but it was a 92, I think. So I mentioned how hot it got inside. Obviously, the colors changed, so it didn't match, right? So there was that. And then maybe because of how things kind of melted a little bit or whatever, guys, it wouldn't fit, right? And I tried cutting out some parts because things were like cracking up like that. And I did all that, and it didn't work. I ended up returning it. I didn't cut. They said you can cut on that. I didn't do any of that. I ended up putting it back in the box, telling this guy it don't work. I got most of my money back, and I said in the video, I'm like 99% sure I learned my lesson. I got the carpet thing, put it over it. It looked clean. We ended up selling that truck. Raekwon loves it. Good to go. But did I learn my lesson? Because we had a Suburban in here, and I saw they had those covers that just go over. And I watched videos where people did them, and they didn't take it out. That was the biggest mistake that I saw. So they're putting books and stuff on top, trying to keep that down so the glue holds good, and it wouldn't get all the way against the front lip, right? I said, well, I watched one video and I linked it before. And for the life of me right now, I can't remember the name of the channel, but I will put a thing up here because I'll look it up. But they were doing a square body, and they had the dash out, and they seemed to trim and do all this stuff, and it looked really, really good. Now, there's a solid chance those guys are better than I am, right? And clearly they are, because I saw it on camera. Now, you can hide some things on camera, but I don't think that they were. I just think they took more time. And, well, not just that, guys. They had a better product, right? So there it is. Once again, the product. I bought the cheapest one on eBay. Guys, I even bought a different color because it was like $10 cheaper than the color that was originally on there. And I made myself believe that that's what I wanted to do. And I did. I thought the darker color looked better. And it came out good. It looked a million times better than it looked before. So we were onto something. And once again, if I tried to match that color, it wasn't going to work because the door panels had faded over the years. It was an 89, right? So, yeah. If I tried to match it, it wasn't going to match. So to go way off, a lot of times it's better so it doesn't clash. It doesn't look like you're trying to do something. So, but even then, it didn't line up right. The front didn't line up dead on. Everything was really close. I made it work as best I could. But if I would have bought the other one, because even the vent holes were cut way off. Some things were so off that there's no way it was just me being bad at what I was doing. So, the product, right? Okay. Well, then, most recently, I bought some windshield wipers for this. Should be a simple thing. If you guys have been into an auto parts store lately, which I don't recommend with the way some of them are going, but a set of wipers is about $30-40. Like one wiper is at least $15 for like the cheap store brand. If you get like a Rain-X or whatever, you're looking at $20-25. Model, we're spending $50 on a set of windshield wipers that you're going to change every year. That's crazy. Like, to me, I don't know, because half of my stuff sits around out here. Like the Jeep, I feel like I'm always putting wipers on that thing, and I drive it like 6 times in the rain. So is it even worth it? And some stuff I have wipers don't even work. So, right? Well, either way, I want you guys to know I want this thing to be legit and pass inspection, all that kind of stuff, because I wanted to drive it, and I've been using it, as you can kind of see by the bed of this thing. So, with that being said, I looked at Amazon. No, this was eBay. Amazon screwed me on the Tundra with wipers. So there's a trend there. But I bought it, and it says it'll fit. I click on them. Cool, buy them. I think I paid $17 for the set. No big deal. They show up, and they're the J-hook ones that don't work on this truck. And I said to the guy, hey, man, they don't fit. And he's like, yeah, it says in the description, J-hooks. Well, yeah, if I read down 30 different paragraphs to the fine print, it said it. I said, but it said it fits, 88 to 98 OBS Chevys. Well, it should if they have a J-hook. Well, they don't. Right? I clicked the little thing, will this fit your vehicle? Yes. So I bought it. And I didn't see the picture close enough that it had I don't know, whatever it was. Now, I hit the guy up, and he sent me my money back and said, just keep the wipers. Oh, great. Now I have wipers I can't possibly use, but maybe one of my buddies can use them. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Then I go ahead and buy these sun visor covers, right? And you guys have seen that the first set, awful. Second set, less awful, still not good. But like they're using some AI thing to show you what it's going to look like. And I'm like, wow, that looks perfect. And to me, a Gen X dude that really doesn't understand why we're using AI, it's like we never saw the freaking Terminator movies, but whatever. It gets me. It gets me every time, guys, because I don't think anybody's dumb enough to use this stuff. Sorry if you use it. If it's an insult, that's unfortunate. But, and really, if you use it to sell a product, like this guy is selling his product that he doesn't, that's not what it is. So he's scamming, he's taking advantage. This is not the thing you're selling. Stop using those pictures, right? So, but I hit the guy up, and I was pretty pissed off, and I think I was pretty blunt with him. He said, hey man, we're going to take care of it. And I sent him like measurements of where it was off. He sent it back. They're better. Now they're a little bit loose, so they flop a little bit. And it'll never be right around the mirror on that thing. And it's right over here. Yeah, there is. So, yeah, this is never going to be right. Right? See that? It's okay from a distance, you know. And this is up most of the time anyways, but then it's just floppy. I just don't, like, this is like there's a whole bunch of extra material, right? So don't tell me it's going to be exactly fit for this vehicle and it doesn't fit right. It doesn't look anything like the picture. And I'll show you the picture again so you know. You can see why I was upset. So then I'm working on the trans on this thing during my 3-video oil change. That was a bit ridiculous, I admit. But I kept running into things and then kind of running out of time at the same time. And that's the end result. That's what you got. But I'm watching this guy who's doing the same job. And he's like, hey, this is the kit I bought. And he links it, and I look at it. And I was going to go buy the one at Harbor Freight, which if I had to do over again, I would have. But this one works. It's just it comes to me like a day or two later, and the case is like they threw it out of the truck at 60 miles an hour past the house, right? So I'm like, wow, dude, for real? But it was still wrapped in plastic. It was brand new. I said, okay. All the stuff's moved around inside. Nothing's in the spot. All right, man, Amazon, you know, whatever. In shipping, I think. Well, I get another one. It's even worse. I hit them up. Hey, man, this is jacked up. Oh, send it back. We'll send you a new one. Luckily, I kept the old one because I needed to do the job until I got the new one. Because the new one was even worse. The tool was actually damaged, and so was it. I was like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? So I sent that one back. It was only $30. The one at Harbor Freight was $60, and it had actually less attachments, like less sizes. So I was like, you know what? Guys, it probably was a better tool. Because as you guys saw in that video, I lost my effing mind, and here I am trying to get this thing out. And I'm slide hammering the crap out of this thing, and it's just not gripping. And finally it did. Like in the video, the guy was like, oh, yeah, look at this. And here I am with 2 wrenches, and it finally comes out. Maybe he got a better one than I did. Maybe his wasn't stuck in there like mine was. Maybe he didn't actually put out the first 4 times he recorded that and just put out it coming out, which, you know, maybe he pulled the, the Saturday morning, what was it, Power Nation thing. Look at this. Nothing ever gets stripped out. Everything's great. Maybe I don't know. But those are just a few examples of getting things that we order online because you look at it, and I hate doing it. Guys, oh my God, I hate buying stuff online. I'm a hands-on dude, right? Maybe that's why I never got into the strip club scene, because that'll get you kicked out. All right? But seriously, man, I feel like I'm rolling the dice. Like when I did the wheels and tires on the Tundra, I kind of thought they were going to be great, and I rolled the dice. I spent a bunch of money. I absolutely love them. I freaking nailed it. Good to go. It's awesome, right? I did the same thing. I overthought this truck forever with these wheels and tires. I was looking at all sorts of other stuff. I thought about going with the Corvette saw blades. The one almost had me convinced, which I did like that idea a ton, but I don't like spacers. That's where I love the wheel. I thought it was going to be really cool with how I was visioning this truck. I don't want to run spacers. That's why I went with these, and I absolutely love it. Now, I didn't spend a lot of money on these. It might look like it because they're 20s and they're shiny and they're brand new. I bought them on clearance. And then even then, I was going to go, they were like on Holly, I think, and it was like just as much for shipping. So I went to eBay, and they had these wheels and tires. Well, these wheels, they got the tires there too. At the same price as Holly had them, free shipping. Buy it now. So it's nothing wrong with looking for a deal, right? But you got to pay attention. So I got the Holla brands, which the original mag wheel and all that. And I kind of bragged to Kevin about it a little bit. Even though I didn't spend a lot of money, it looks like I did. But the brand name is still there, right? I knew they were going to fit. I was on their website. They're built for this truck. How could they not? And guys, they're awesome. Everything's perfect on them. The spacing, all that stuff is just perfect. So, cool. That's good. That worked. Now, if I went to eBay and they had like Holobrand or something instead of Holobrand, maybe, you know, like you buy the Hydrox instead of the Oreos, even though Hydrox was first. That's a fun fact. But seriously, if I would have got something just a little bit off, I probably wouldn't have the same results. So what I'm telling you, and I'm taking a long time to tell you this, I wanted to back this up with facts and experiences that I dealt with. Every time I tried to save a buck, I end up spending $4. You know what I'm saying? My mother used to say the same thing, you know, penny wise, dollar stupid. And that's how I've been for a long time. And I'm trying, guys. The wheels are just one example of how I'm not trying to do that anymore. But then after I bought them, I bought this crap. So I spent $40 on that for 106 or something like that, or 100, whatever the hell it was. I can buy a new set of sun visors. So $60 more, but you're getting way more than $60 more quality, right? It's quality, not quantity.
Man, it's quality, not quantity. All right, man.
Huh. Might be something onto that. Anyways, guys, online shopping can be awesome. It can suck. Take as much, you know, check the reviews, talk to people that have used them, check YouTube and videos. There's all this kind of stuff out there telling you. So what works, what doesn't, when it works, when it doesn't. Some things are great for some things, like those guys had an awesome experience with they bought it from LMC Truck. I bought it from Joe the Jerk Off over here on eBay. So you guys do the work. A little bit of research gets you a long way, and it'll keep you from being pissed off. Because, man, this right here pissed me off. So the last few things have. And it's disappointment. All right, we're going to stop rambling, actually get some work done on this guy, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.